Hello, everyone. We know that children are working in an online environment. Teachers are also there with them. And we think that teachers as well as students should have knowledge about cybersecurity. And at the same time, this knowledge has to be given to the parents also. So, cybersecurity plays an important role in the teaching and learning process in an online environment. So, Chanda Narula ma'am from DAV Public Schools, Sector 49, would be sharing with us sharing with us her knowledge about the topic cyber security.
Hello, friends. Hope you're all doing well. I'm Chanda Narula from DAV Public School, Sector 49, Gurugram. We all are moving fast into total digitalization, and during and post lockdown, our dependence on the digital world has increased many folds. So, there is a need to educate ourselves about cyber threats and security. In the next 20-25 minutes, I will be talking about some of the cyber threats and how we can keep ourselves safe and secure. Cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? It is a practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. Why do we need it? Digital attacks can access and change, even destroy sensitive information related to us. We can be asked for money, and our normal processes can be interrupted. How are we attacked? Is it with a sword? No, my dear friends, not with a gun also. The hacker attacks the endpoints, that is, the computer, the phones, the network, the cloud, and gains access to the devices and data. Look at the image on the screen. Your PC has been attacked by the hacker. He has access to your emails, phone numbers, usernames, passwords, your payment IDs, your PINs, and there are the cyber attack can be of various types. We will be discussing few of them today. The first cyber threat that we are talking about is phishing. To emphasize the impact of phishing, let me tell you about the Nigerian prince scam. In this, a Nigerian who was in jail in Nigeria sent out fraudulent emails to people across two continents. And the scam was of millions of thousands of rupees, dollars. When he landed up outside jail, he had a mansion to himself and two cars. Such is the impact of phishing. So, what exactly did he do? Sending out fraudulent emails that resemble emails from a reputable source. How is it executed? The email is designed to look like it came from a trusted entity. It may ask you to re enter your login credentials, which you share and which are shared in turn with the hacker. Kindly look onto the image on the screen. Looks like an email from PayPal. Normal tendency is that we will press the login button. But stop. Look at the email ID. Normally, all organizations have their email domain. For example, in this case, it should have been at the rate paypal.com and not what it is. What are the ways of detecting a phishing email? The message is sent from a public domain. What exactly is a public domain? Like our gmail.com is a public domain. Domain name may be misspelled. For example, in ICICI, you can have ICICL or 1. So, friends, before you click on an email, check the email address so that you are protected. The next common threat is ransomware. It is a malware that could be downloaded to your device when you download an attachment from an unknown email. As the name suggests, in this, the attacker gains access to the victim's device and hijacks the data or applications or even the entire computer, thus locking it by encryption. To regain access, you have to pay a ransom. The image on the screen shows that the person has to pay a ransom of $300 to get back access to his files. And it is time bound. Moment the time exceeds, the ransom also increases. So, and it is not necessary that the attacker will give you access of the files after paying the money. To protect against this attack, users should regularly back up their computing devices. Normally, we are asked to back up and we postpone it, but regularly do it. Update your softwares and antivirus. Users should avoid clicking on links on email, particularly if they are from unknown sources. Another type of malware is the Trojan that could be downloaded onto your device with a malicious software or an email attachment again. You will come to know instantaneously that your machine has been attacked because its performance will deteriorate and pop ups will start appearing on the screen. Look at the image on the screen, please. This is the famous banking Trojan called Emotet. It arrives as an attachment in a spam mail. The user is tricked to open the attachment. Moment he opens the attachment, Emotet gathers user information and credentials and shares it with the attacker. So, how can we protect ourselves from Trojan? Do not execute software from unknown sources. Strong passwords should be kept, and passwords should be changed frequently. Keep your personal information safe with a firewall. The next type of attack is the man in the middle. We all use Facebook. Normally, in Facebook, there is in the normal scenario, there is a connection between user and the Facebook's web application. However, during this attack, the attacker places himself between the user and the web application and gains access to the user's credentials, your credit card now details, etc. Now, how does the attacker get inside your passage? Through unsecure Wi Fi. Whenever we go to the mall, we are tempted to use the Wi Fi of the mall. So please do not use that. During a malware attack, like a ransomware or a Trojan attack, the man in the middle can come in. Another type of threat is the keylogger. It is a software which records all your keystrokes. Moment you press anything on your keyboard, it is recorded and thus intercepts passwords, pins, email IDs, etc. How is it installed onto your machine? From an attachment or a phishing mail again. When the user visits malicious websites, whenever a particular software or something is to be downloaded, it should be from an authentic website, not from any website. It is sometimes embedded in the malware also, like your ransomware, Trojan. How should we protect ourselves? Implement a two factor implementation. What is two factor authentication or implementation? Like you have a password and you get an OTP. OTP is there only for few seconds on your phone. You put in, and since the phone is with you, so this is a two factor implementation or authentication, and it is safe. And use a virtual keyboard wherever it has been provided. So, my dear friends, these were few threats that we can face. And normally, if we face them, we have to be secure and we should protect ourselves. Children are vulnerable these days. All of us have heard about the boys' locker room incident, which happened a few months back. The image on your screen presents a bird's eye view of the risk and threats which contribute to the vulnerability of children in the digital world. Cyberbullying, online enticement, online sexual exploitation, cyber radicalization. However, do we tell our children not to use the devices, not to become digital? No. The other side of the coin is resilience among them, which needs to be nurtured and strengthened in order to empower them for challenges of the digital world. As teachers and parents, lots of responsibility on our shoulders. We must educate them about the threats of and digital security, encourage digital literacy, facilitate access to the net, protect privacy, encourage self expression, ensure that they recognize the potential dangers, educate them about digital etiquettes, and above all, digital citizenship needs to be developed and strengthened. This is the need of the hour, and we must get into it wholeheartedly. What is digital citizenship? There are 9 elements of digital citizenship. I will be picking up one element at a time and explaining it to you. First one being digital access. It has increased access has increased many folds, making life easier. Now banking is at the click of a mouse. You don't have to stand in long queues in the heat. But misuse and exploitation led to lead to unanticipated risk. Please look at the picture image on the screen. It shows the estimated data created on the net in 1 minute in 2019. 1 million logins in the Facebook in 1 minute, mind you. 6,94,444 hours watched on the Netflix. 4.5 million videos watched on the YouTube, and more data and more data. So we need to educate our children about how much access they have to do. Digital literacy has the following components: creativity. Users use YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, etc. to create content and share with audience. It is important to review the content so that it may not be used against the user. Recently, in the newspaper, 2 3 days back, there was a person who was making a TikTok video, and while making the video, he jumped from the terrace, and this was also recorded and uploaded. These are things we should not be doing. Critical thinking, then. Learn not to take information on face value. Check the credibility of the information. During COVID times, initially it came that youth are not affected by COVID. And I remember after that, so many youths were affected. So when you take up information, you must check its credibility. Collaboration, so much we are doing during COVID times, is working among and across personal and global networks. So the effects of what is happening in one place can have repercussions on the other. It is not always negative. During COVID times, I remember all the musicians around the world, they gathered, and there were virtual concerts, so that people could keep themselves lighthearted and could keep the moods high. Next is ability to find and select information. Research is much easier, but it is important while we are using the digital source to check the veracity and the information. Now we come to digital communication, and it is extremely important. We need to be very, very responsible when we are using digital communication. It allows us to connect with others. However, we should be responsible while communicating and sharing. We need to know that there is a difference between real and virtual world. In the real world, the message may pass on to few people, but in the virtual world, it passes on very fast to many people. So, do not share offensive post. Forward a post only after verifying its source. Recently, WhatsApp has reduced the number of forwards also. That is why. Do not befriend strangers. Report an inappropriate content as soon as you see it. For example, during the recent passing of a celebrity, when the pictures were circulated over social media, the Mumbai Police Cyber Cell announced that a legal action will be taken against anyone who indulges in such activities. So we have to be very, very responsible while doing it. Next, we come to digital etiquettes. Behaving in an appropriate manner is very important, and we must educate our children about it. As we have leave behind digital footprint, which influences our reputation. So the golden rules are: stay positive, learn to say and accept a no. This is an underlying line which has to be told to our children, particularly. Do not share information shared with you in confidence. I share something with you in confidence. Do not pass it on. Check the accuracy of messages before posting it. Children in particular should know what is cyberbullying and never indulge in it. Very important next thing is digital health. Since the number of hours we are now in front of our machines is long, so we must understand the importance of digital health. So maintain a healthy balance between your online and offline life. Excessive use can have negative impacts. Educate the children about it. Obesity, eye strain, hearing loss. I heard of a friend who was suffering from nomophobia, no mobile phone phobia. She was always scared that she may lose her mobile phone. She would sleep with her mobile phone. Abuse and addiction are also kind of health hazards. So, my dear friends, go in for a digital detox. Have some offline time. Two important aspects which need particular attention as far as children are concerned, which I thought of adding, are gaming. First is gaming. Children love to escape from the real world and immerse themselves into the virtual world. Cyber criminals victimize children through these platforms. Risk involved are cyberbullying, as children play with anyone in the world. For example, the case of PUBG, you don't know the other opponent. Children are encouraged to self harm and put the results online. We are all familiar with the blue whale game. It was during this that lot of children started self harming themselves. Many adults and cyber criminals pose as children during gaming sessions. Now, how do we protect our children? Children are there, they will play games. Check the age classification of the game. Never install a game from a free gaming website. Install a good antivirus on your device and update it. Do not share your personal information like your date of birth, your phone number, address, etc. Never use voice chat or webcam while playing games. So we must educate our children about all this. Second aspect, which is more relevant to children, is cyberbullying. There are various forms of cyberbullying. We must tell our children neither to accept it nor to do it. So they must understand what exactly is cyberbullying. Making fun of another user in the internet chat room, harassing a user, posting derogatory messages, circulating rumors, publishing lewd comments, posting unflattering pictures of another user, sending unsolicited, unwanted, and provocative emails, repeatedly calling another person on the cell phone. This is also cyberbullying. Suppose you are a victim of cyberbullying. How do you stop it? Log off from the site immediately. Block the emails or messages. Save one odd message. Consult an adult or somebody you faith in. But somebody you trust should be an adult. The cybercrime is on the rise. So, digital laws have been defined as legal rights and restrictions governing technology use. And we must tell our children that there is a law in place to deal with cybercrime. How to report an incident? Everybody should be aware of it. Log on to a cybercrime portal of the Ministry of Home Affairs, www.cybercrime.gov.in. The Ministry of Home Affairs government has set up a portal for online complaints. Children, parents, and any adult can approach the cyber cell of the state police and report an offense. In case you are unable to file a complaint with the cyber cell, you can lodge a normal FIR with the police station. There is a child helpline also, 1098. This is a 24-hour free emergency phone service. And we must tell our children that there is a law and there are penalties in case an offense is reported. And I would like all of you to read onto the screen the kind of penalty for various online offenses. So, hence, my dear friends, it is important to keep ourselves updated with the law. Now, suppose a content has been uploaded on the website and you do not want it. If your photo or your video, which you shared with a friend out of faith, has been shared on the website, how do you get it removed? Find the relevant page or email address for initiating a DMCA request. Carefully open the link suggested on the search page and find the email address or the form that can be filled. Complete the form and send it to a DMCA. If you send an email, please mention the location and the content which you want to be removed. As the saying is old, prevention is better than cure. So, some recommended preventive measures, which I have already stated, I summarize here. Install an antivirus software. Regularly update the software. Use privacy settings. Avoid public Wi-Fi's. Verify the website whether it is legitimate or not. Download mobile apps from trusted sources like your Google Play Store, etc. Don't download or install programs if they don't have complete trust of in publisher. Keep webcams private. Always scan the USB devices that you're using. Disable Bluetooth and AirDrop when not in use. Use strong passwords. Wherever possible, enroll a multi factor authentication. Log out of accounts when not in use. Do not open a link in an email, download an attachment, particularly when the source is not known. Don't send personal information through emails. Avoid clicking on advertisements to prevent falling prey of malversation. Don't click on pop ups. Follow these and stay safe. So, my dear, when it comes down to security, it is your personal responsibility. I, Chanda Narula, thank you for this patient hearing. Thank you so much.